Hey guys, it's Lindy. So exciting things are happening. Yesterday was my due date, and today is August 20th, which means that he is going to be making a fashionably late appearance. It looks like he just wants to stay in there some extra time. He's obviously really comfy, so he's going to make us wait this out. Today I'm officially 40 weeks and a day pregnant. So I've got some more symptoms to talk about, and I'll talk about my last doctor's appointment and kind of the steps that we're going to be taking moving forward from here. Basically, what's going on is she's going to be stripping my membranes, and then if that doesn't work, I do have a scheduled induction for later this week, so I'll be sure to talk about that with you guys and explain everything that's going on. I'll really try not to ramble too much in this video because there's a lot to talk about, and I feel like I could go on and on, so hopefully I just keep things kind of short and to the point. So yeah, let's just hop into kind of some of my symptoms, and then we'll talk about the doctor's appointment. So I've been having a lot more Braxton Hicks contractions lately, which is very exciting. I'll feel a lot of tightening and cramping in my stomach. Feels like my body is kind of gearing up for the big day. I also keep getting a lot of sharp shooting pains right down there. And I think that's because he's kind of getting lower down and kind of pressing on some of those nerves. So it kind of shocks me sometimes when it happens. So yeah, other than just been getting, more Braxton Hicks contractions and stuff, not a whole lot else has changed. So let's talk about the doctor's appointment that I went to, which was this past Tuesday. So the interesting thing about this doctor's appointment was that she said my belly is actually already measuring at 40 weeks, which means that, it's possible that I'm a little bit further along than they anticipated, because typically when they give you a due date, it's just kind of their best guess. And, as you progress and get closer and closer, they can usually tell a little bit better, exactly how far along you are. So she said that my belly is already measuring at 40 weeks, which is exciting. And then the other thing that she said is that I am now 80% effaced and 1 centimeter dilated. And then she also said that his head is further down as well. So things are definitely starting to progress. I'm getting very excited. So the doctor and I kind of discussed our options. I talked about all the options with David. So the plan now is that I go back to the doctor this upcoming Monday. And if I haven't gone into labor before then on my own, then what she's going to do is she's going to sweep my membranes or strip the membranes. There's a couple different terms for it. So yeah, you can Google it if you don't know what stripping the membranes means. But yeah, basically it's kind of just a technique that they use to jumpstart labor. So yeah, I'm hoping that when I go in on Monday, she's also going to tell me that I'm even more dilated and I'm even more effaced as well. And then once she strips my membranes, hopefully that'll kind of get things going. If the membrane stripping doesn't work, then we do have an induction scheduled for Thursday the 24th. So yeah, I do know that, there's probably some of you out there who are thinking, why not just let your body go into labor naturally? But I just have to do what I feel is right for me, especially because the doctor told me that I am already measuring 40 weeks. Typically, the doctors don't like you going more than a week past your due date. For a couple reasons. One of the main reasons is probably just because, the longer that your baby stays in there, the more weight they gain, and it's just harder on you, it's harder on your body when it's time, to get them out. But, keep in mind that anytime between now and next Thursday when I have the scheduled induction, it's very possible that I could still go into labor on my own. And, even with the membrane stripping and everything, my doctor just feels really good about having the scheduled induction there just in case I don't go into labor because, like I said, they don't typically let you go more than a week past your due date anyways. So by this time next week, I'll be getting very close to 41 weeks. And not only that, but if you think about what she said to where my belly was measuring 40 weeks last week, then, we're really getting close to 41, 42 weeks even, if you want to kind of break it down like that. So That's another reason why I don't feel that this is like rushing it or anything. I feel like he's ready to come out. I feel like my body is ready for him to come out. And, I'm just really starting to get very uncomfortable and a lot of lower back pain and stuff. So, this is something that David and I really talked about, we really discussed, and we feel really good about this induction. Also, I just want to mention that with scheduled inductions, the hospitals get booked up very quickly. So it's just kind of one of those things where, if I had waited and gone to my appointment this upcoming Monday, she strips my membranes and then still nothing is happening, and then I decide I want to have an induction, well, these hospitals get booked up weeks in advance. So it's just kind of one of those things where even if you think you're going to want one, you really want to schedule them out. I originally wanted Wednesday the 23rd to be induced, but they called me back the next day and said that the hospital was all booked up for that day. So then I had to pick the next day, Thursday the 24th, to do it, which is actually David's birthday. So things might just work out perfectly. The baby might be born on his birthday or the following day on that Friday. So the other thing too about inductions is that some people go into these inductions and they're not even effaced, they're not even dilated. So that's another reason why I feel good about it, because last Tuesday she said I was already 80% effaced and 1 centimeter dilated. And who knows what she's going to say this upcoming Monday. I may be even further along and progressed even more. And so, by the time Thursday the 24th rolls around, I feel like, my body is going to be very, very close, and I'm not going to have a long, induction at all. Some people go into scheduled inductions and they're not effaced, they haven't dilated or anything. My body is, already starting to do what it's supposed to do. And so I feel like if I do have this induction, that it's going to go very well and be very successful. So yeah, obviously things can still change at any moment. I could very well go into labor tonight, or, just depending on how this week goes, anything can change. If I go into labor on my own, if she has to strip my membranes, and if that's what sends me into labor, or if I have to wait all the way until Thursday to be induced. But no matter which way it goes at this point, I know that everything is going to happen how it's supposed to happen, and I just can't believe I've reached the end of my pregnancy. Being pregnant has been the most incredible and magical journey of my entire life. I would not change it for anything. From when I saw the stick turn positive, to the very first time I saw him on the ultrasound, to the very first time you feel your baby kick inside your stomach. And I'm just really excited for the next adventure of actually having him and getting to raise him and, possibly having more kids in the future. So yeah, obviously this is going to be my very last bump update before the baby is here. And I plan on keeping you guys in the loop through Instagram. So I'll be updating my story over the next, week or so. And especially, when I start having contractions and going into labor, or, the day that I get induced, I'll be putting all of that on Instagram. And hopefully the next video that I post will be my labor and delivery vlog. Just wish me luck that I have a smooth labor and delivery and that the baby is happy and healthy. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!